Hello and welcome back to FC26 Spin the Wheel series brought to you by myself, Bevchenko. Today we have a home game. No, we have an away game against Ipswich Town in the Premier League, followed by a home game against Arsenal, which should set us up nicely for tomorrow's episode with an important cup game against defending champions Manchester City. But first we must spin the wheel. If you don't know the rules, check out the description below. But essentially, we spin the wheel for everything that we do. And first we've got to spin the wheel for how we approach our game against Ipswich. So the wheel likes to cause absolute chaos for us most weeks in most games. However, today it doesn't get any easier because against Ipswich, a game we need to win to keep our hopes and dreams of European football alive, we can only score headers or volleys. Let's see how that goes. So the only change to our main starting 11 is I'm going to give Coutinho a rest and start Igor Jesus, who has far better heading ability than Luis Enrique, Coutinho, and also Evan Nilsson. So Igor Jesus starts. He doesn't get many games. Let's see how he goes down in East Anglia, where it is absolutely bucking it down with rain. We can only score with our head or with volleys. Half volleys are allowed as well, by the way. We've had to do this rule change twice by the wheel. One, we got absolutely battered because it was a European game against tough opposition, and we've also won one as well where we scored a header from a corner. So we've got to try and force some corners, I think, for the best opportunity because volleys are harder to do. So Ipswich, promoted back to the Premier League for this season. As the ball comes over the top. We got relegated the previous year. Fofana down the line. I think the best option is to get down the line, whip that cross in. Igor Jesus needs to get a move on, I think. If he's going to make a run. Cross comes in for him. Doesn't get that one neither. Chaplin. Great touch. Plays the ball back to Matsuai. Besset gives the ball away. No, he doesn't. Chaplin keeps hold of it now. Gotta be careful, Forrest. Ageli with a bit of pace. Forrest is getting a bit done here for pace. And Chaplin's through here. Great save by Matt Sells as he smothered it. That's a fantastic save. Dan and Doy's turn to get down the line now. Looking for Igor Jesus to make a run. Cross comes in. Header. No, Palmer is there to collect. Flag stayed down. He was onside. So there's a bit of an opportunity there. Would have been nice to score it. O'Shea to Clark. Malcolm picks it up. He's lost the ball though. Elliot Anderson hopefully can recover it. He kicks it back to Johnson. Ipswich playing very defensive here, just laying it back nicely to keep hold of the ball, which is not going to make things any easier for us because we're not going to get much possession. I prefer when teams attack us, make a mistake, and then we're away a lot more. Oh, it's absolutely done us there. Junior left on his back legs, and it's the first corner of the game, but it's not to us. It's to Ipswich. Nunes plays a long one. And that's a header off the line. Off the line. Great clearance. Literally saved us. That was Elliot Anderson off the line, by the way. And through again here. Clark, 1-0, Ipswich. It's not good. It's a great ball as well. That central defence is absolutely split there. He's happy. We're not. So, all hard work to do now. So now we've got to get at least two. It's hard enough getting one header or volley. Cross comes in. Keeper saves it. Punches it away. Volleyed away. The Sensei should win that header. He's quite strong in the air. Jed Spence gives it to Dan and Doy. Looks for Malcolm. Dink over the top. Need to put another dink in. Can we get another dink in? Yes, we can. And Igor Jesus rises, but so does Palmer to collect the ball. Going to struggle, I think, to get a result. We need to be beating teams like Ipswich. These are the games we have to win. We haven't won a league game for 3 games by the looks of it now. Farner. Cross coming in late. Keeper's out again. They're all coming straight to the keeper. We've got to do it sooner. But the players don't make these runs till late. It's annoying. And there's half time. 1-0 to Ipswich. They'll be very happy about this to aid their chances of staying in the Premier League. As a result of that great finish by Clark on 33 minutes. That's a big pass by Malcolm. Bit of power on that one, mate. He didn't need to do that. Cross comes in again. Nice and early this time. Malcolm. Looping header. Over for a goal kick. And that's the last of Malcolm's actions today. As Morgan Gibbs-White now gets a call. Dan Doig plays the ball through. Flag stays down. Igor Jesus is offside. That was just very, very late by the linesman. Chisumba to Clark. Plays it back to Chisumba. Down the line. Goes out for a throw-in. It's not very good. And here we go. Forest now on the break. Managed to keep it in. They just nearly lost the ball themselves. Cross comes in. Big cross. No one's there. Got some pace on it though. Mauro Jr. wins it. Gives a nice ball to Igor Jesus. We need you on the end of him, mate. Can't be having you picking that up. He would have been away then for a shot, by the way, if we didn't have this rule by the wheel to only score headers or volleys in this game. I really hope the wheel is kind to us when we play Manchester City in the Cup. Gibbs-White, cross in. Headed away. Headed away again. Bessie holds it up well. Plays it all the way back to the right back. 30 minutes to play. Elliot Anderson wins that lost ball. Gives it to Jed Spence. There's no one there. Wins the ball again. Bit of tennis going on here. Bit of ricocheting around. Johnson. Loses the ball for Farner. Dinks the ball over the top. Hits it on the volley. Oh, he stings Palmer's hands. Goes for a goal kick. You want me to take Igor Jesus off? I want to keep him on for now. Here's a chance. We need to score it. We get another corner. I'm not taking Igor Jesus off yet. Another chance. Wins it again. Free header by Igor Jesus, but straight at Palmer this time. Clark comes out with the ball down the byline. Loses the ball to Elliot Anderson, who's been magnificent these past few games. Big pass to Dan Doig. Cross comes in again. Oh, and he's just over by Igor Jesus this time. He's getting so many free headers now. 3 headers in a row. So close. Just didn't have the accuracy on that one. He had so much power. It's brilliant. Finally got the right power. Just needed to get it in the right place. Whereas before, it's been on target and not enough power. Chaplin to Sumba. We're getting closer though. But can we get a draw back? Because I don't think we're going to get a win. We'll be lucky to get a draw. Sumba again. To Nunes. To Clark. Jed Spence tries to hustle it off him. Ball goes wide. Down the left. Jed Spence left a hole here now. Chaplin wins the ball. It goes to Asensio and referee's blown for something. He's blown for a free kick. Must have been handball. Free kick coming in a second. There we go. Strange short passing one, but it's straight off the training ground. George Hurst is through and it's 2-0 to Ipswich with an absolutely fantastic goal. And that is the game. George Hurst, son of David Hurst, has just scored an unbelievable team goal by Ipswich. Very impressive. Great goal. Well, that's the game. We're not getting anything now. Can't see Brennan Johnson whipping in a magnificent ball for a cross. Chaplin lays it off to Clark. To Chaplin again. Ipswich free now. Just playing with no worries now they're 2-0 up. Chisumba again. Nunes. To Hurst. He's got some problems since he's come on as George Hurst. As I was saying, David Hurst, his father, prolific at Sheffield Wednesday in the 90s in the Premier League. Plays quite a similar style to his son George. Bit of a bruiser up top. Strong. Great header, great finisher. Clark again, and Yates. It's last chance for Forest, this one. Can't see him doing anything with it, and that sums up today. That sums it up, this game. Can't even keep the ball in, and it goes out for a throw-in. Nunes, the wheel has absolutely done us this game. Clark. And that's the game. 2-0 Ipswich Town, and you can't fault them. So we have received an offer for our youth prospect, Stuart Jordan, from Austria Vine. Let's spin the wheel and find out if we're going to sell our newly promoted youth prospect, who's played pretty good every time he's been called upon. So Stuart, will you be leaving the City Ground? I'd like to keep you, to be honest. No, you will stay. Thank goodness for that. We get to aid your development for a little bit longer. And rejecting that offer means we get to keep Jordan for the remainder of the season. But first, we've got a game against Arsenal. And how do we have to approach that? Because things are not going well at the moment. So for a visit to the City Ground by the Gunners, the wheel is saying that Forest must only score headers and volleys again. We're not going to win again. I'm just going to play Coutinho this game. It's like, we've got nothing to lose, right? Well, a bit of snow around the City Ground as well as we approach December. Not sure about these yellow lines, by the way. Never seen that at the world-famous City Ground. DiMarco to Havertz, Martinelli, Saliba. Arsenal looking like they've got a strong line-up today. Ryerson to Saka, plays it down, and Coutinho wins it. He loses out to Martin Ødegaard. Saka, Forrest got to be careful with him. And Captain Ødegaard dances through, but picked up by Mauro Jr. Ryan Yates plays it to Dan and Doy. Nice ball inside to Malcolm, who's going to use his pace now. Forrest going to have to be careful. There's no one in the box. Cross comes in, but there is in the box. Elliot Anderson arriving late. Half an opportunity there. Dan and Doy. Ball over the top. And he's all over Coutinho there. Can't believe the referee's not questioning that jump. Havertz, Ødegaard. Gyökeres. Plays it out wide to Martinelli. Jed Spence. Get some boost from the Tottenham fans because of his connections to Tottenham. Jed again wins it this time. He doesn't mind. He likes playing the villain. Lovely ball. 1-2 with Malcolm. Need to get these players in the box. And in the box they come. Cross comes in. Unai Simon wins that close. Oh, bit of a clash there between Fofana and Saka, but Fofana gets up. Ødegaard, DiMarco. DiMarco's always played well against us every time he's been called upon by Arsenal. Havertz. Havertz again just dancing through there. Victor Gyökeres picks the ball up deep. Tchouameni loses out to Ryan Yates, but Gyökeres hustles him off the ball. And Coutinho is through. But remember, we can't shoot. So what? Oh, great tackle by Mosquera. Too busy looking to see who was in support that we could try and get a header or a volley with, but never even came to that. Martin Ødegaard to Havertz, loses the ball to Elliot Anderson. Oh, we've lost the ball again as Gyökeres is through. Be careful here, there's through ball. Martinelli slides in tackle by Jed Spence. Massive tackle. Saka puts the cross in. Free header. Off the line by Elliot Anderson. Two cleared headers this season now for Elliot Anderson off the line. Unbelievable positioning by the England international. Jed Spence down the line again. Won't mind him scoring a header. The other side of the pitch. Havertz to Ødegaard. Ryerson. Loses to Ødegaard again. Ryan Yates is really struggling here today. Feel like his time may be coming to an end at Nottingham Forest. Ryan Yates. Be sad to do, given he's our longest serving player. Been at the club since he was 8 years old. Played in every division. Tuchemeni, Ødegaard, Saka. But I just feel like it's getting a bit too tough for him now. Good player to have, but it does nothing special. And I feel like we need special to unlock this top 6 positioning every season. Tuchemeni puts a lovely ball in. Volleyed away by Raul Asensio. Malcolm gives it to Dan and Doy, and Forest are on the break. Ball over the top to Coutinho. Lovely ball to Coutinho. Strength by Saliba knocks him over. And there's the half. 0-0. I will actually take a 0-0 draw in this game, given what we need to do with the wheel. No changes from either team to start the second half. Tuchemeni, Ødegaard. If we can get a corner, we might have a chance to try and snake something, but at the moment it's tough. That's a tough ball as well. That's just been played across field for Arsenal. Comes to nothing. Down the line, wins another throw-in. Desmaro Jr. Great play by Forest right there. They're going to take it down the line again. He's beating his man. Cross comes in. Strange cross. Wins the header, does Murato. Referee is giving it the other way. Referee, there was nothing on that. Forest next up, a cup game against Manchester City. We need to do well in the cups. We definitely need to do well in the FA Cup and the Europa League, because that was our objective to win last season, and we failed. We somehow stayed in a job, and it was our objective this season again. Great play by Forest as Mara Jr. gets down the line once more. And these players in the box. These players in the box. He's got players in the box on the volley. Oh, Dan and Doy coming in on the volley there, but never actually reached him. Mascara wins that loose chip at ball. Martinelli. Referee says play on as Ryan Yates fouls him. Victor Gyökeres. Tuchemeni again. Ball comes out. Jed Spence wins another ball. Been flawless today, Jed Spence. Not been flawless there as Havertz guides in between two Forest defenders. Ødegaard. And Raul Asensio picks that one up. Lays it off. Terrible ball by Malcolm. Was supposed to go to Fofana out wide. Ødegaard. Arsenal playing a lot down the middle, considering they've got Saka, who was actually through, but was offside. So Evan Nilsson coming on for Coutinho. It's been quite as Coutinho as expected in a game like this. Declan Rice also getting a run out now. Fofana. Ryerson wins that ball, manages to keep it in play. Saka on the counter, running at his man. Back to Ryerson. To Mascara. Ødegaard. Gyökeres. Kike makes it 3-0 to Brentford at Manchester United. So Manchester United's woes continue, but I believe they have a new manager now. So see how that goes. And Declan Rice forces Matt Sells into a great save. Carl Hudson-Odoi coming on for Fofana for the final 15. So Manchester United job's gone. And there's a shot header by Saliba, which goes wide. Dan and Doy also goes off, and Brennan Johnson comes on, who's also going to get plenty of boos from Arsenal fans. Well, Asensio, and here we are. Brennan Johnson's going to use his pace here. Beats his man. Can he beat DeMarco as well? Yes, he can. Plenty of pace. Plenty of happening in the box as well. If Forrest can get a ball in. Half volley. Ryan Yates on, and the referee's giving a free kick. And he's giving it to Arsenal. I would love to have seen that volley come off, that half volley, which we had lined up. Declan Rice to Ødegaard. Squares it across to Saka, who's done his man for pace. Mauro Jr. gets back, free header. Martinelli wins that one, forces Matt Sells into another fantastic save. Forest hanging on here for dear life. Ryan Yates wins it, gives it to Evan Nilsson, loses the ball, he can't hold on to it. It's all Arsenal now, another shot comes in. Victor Gyökeres has turned his man, he's going to get a shot away. 1-0 with 4 minutes to go. Forest throwing it away again. His 12th goal of the Premier League season. Terrible form at the moment. And it's not ideal with the game we have coming up next against Manchester City, which will be shared exclusively in tomorrow's episode. So make sure you tune in for that one. I'd like to say it can't get any worse, but it can. Forest give the ball away again as Eze makes his contributions since coming on. Declan Rice to Victor Gyökeres. Ødegaard. Forest currently in 9th, likely to slip further down the table this weekend. And we've got to finish top 6. And that's the end of the game. Another defeat for Nottingham Forest. Another poor spin of the wheel as we have to succumb to trying to win heads and volleys. So that defeat leaves Forest in 10th on 26 points. We've got Brighton up next in the league. But we're quickly falling out of those top 5 positions, really, which is what we need to get. They're currently on 30 points and we're on 26. So still close enough. But join us for tomorrow's episode as we take on Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. If you've enjoyed today's episode, because I certainly haven't, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment on how we can improve the game and the rules we currently have for the wheel. Until next time, cheers.